Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus on this scorching Tuesday yet again. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi. I do have some good news in the forecast later on this week. Things will cool down and significantly. We're going to get a real taste of fall in here, but you got to wait a couple days, and that includes today with temperatures that will be rising up to near 100 degrees again for us here in Denver, continuing what is almost for sure going to end up being our hottest start to September on record. Let's start things off by taking a look outside, and it certainly looks a little bit on the different side for us here in the Denver area with smoky skies and a lot of haze filling the skies over the Front Range, and that is thanks to wildfire smoke from fires up in Oregon and Idaho, and that's smoke is filtering its way down here into Colorado. That's why, again, that's that sun being obscured by those smoky and hazy conditions here on this Tuesday morning. Now, a bit more on the smoke. It does look like, unfortunately, that smoke will be hanging around for the course of the next day or two. That will include tomorrow and Thursday. I would anticipate some air quality advisories to be issued for later on today. And of course, limit your time outdoors, especially for sensitive breathing groups, asthmatics in particular. Again, not a great day to be outside, especially during those peak heating hours between about 11 and 4 or 5, when we've got a bit more ground ozone as well. And of course, you can avoid filling up on gas between now and about 5 o'clock and adding more ozone to what's already a very stagnant air mass. Another scorcher for us today. Again, those smoky skies also filling on in, but then there's that big late week cool down. I'll give you a little heads up that my colleague meteorologist Greg Perez and I just revised down those forecast high temperatures for your Friday and your Saturday. So I'll show you how cool we think it's going to get coming up here in just a couple minutes. Meantime, HD Doppler radar showing absolutely nothing right now, and that is thanks to that big ridge of high pressure that is dominating our weather mass, or our air mass right now, and that is just keeping things very dry and, of course, very, very hot as well. Not expecting really a drop of rain anywhere statewide. In fact, it is hard to find a single cloud statewide for us later on today. Already up to 90 degrees for us here in Denver. That makes today our 62nd day at 90 or above so far this year here in Denver. That is now third all time, and that also tells us we got a pretty good chance of getting up to 100 today. We're already 90 degrees at 11 a.m. That is going to be certainly flirting with that triple-digit mark later on this afternoon. Forecast high for now is 98. One thing that will be a bit of a limiting factor. It's always kind of weird, isn't it, when we talk about wildfire smoke keeping down those temperatures by a degree or two. We had that a lot last summer. You might remember that. We've got that today as well. Again, that smoke may just put a little bit of a lid on those forecast high temperatures, but we're going to go with a high of 98. That would break our daily record for today. Our daily record of 97 set back in 2020, just 2 years ago. And today's forecast, again, 98 degrees for us here in Denver. And that means, well, we're going to be looking at our 12th, either tied or broken record high temperatures so far this year here in Denver. Most of those coming so far this summer. Forecast highs for today, Grand Junction 99. You hit 100 yesterday for just the third time on record in the month of September. Real chance you did that again there out on the western slope. Moab 101, but here in Colorado, most of us flirting with, but not quite at triple digits this afternoon. I'll tell you what, a couple folks will certainly be on up into the triple digit territory for your day today. Now, that 90-degree temperature, that just happened in Denver, so again, bump this up by 1. We are now at 62 days at 90 or above, and that puts us at number 3 all time, behind just 2020, which was 75 days, and also 2012, which was 73 days, but we're now at 62 days and 90 or above. I don't think we're going to threaten those top 2 numbers, though. If we keep kind of going with this, we might have a chance at that. Now, for your day tomorrow, we're going to keep those temperatures still on the hot side. I know we keep talking about it being hot and dry and hot and dry. Again, there is some relief in store, but tomorrow, 97 for us here in Denver. Again, maybe enough wildfire smoke that we keep those temperatures just a little bit, quote unquote, cooler. Our forecast for tomorrow at 97 would break our daily record of 95 for tomorrow. So we could be talking about 3 or 4 straight days of record high temperatures here in Denver, consecutive days of record high temperatures here in Denver. A lot of the Front Range metro area at or near 100 degrees for your day tomorrow. But cool down arrives. We got a big area low pressure, a trough low pressure that's going to push on in from the north. It's that time of year here, folks. We start getting some that lesser sunlight at the northern poles, means that we start pushing down some of those areas of low pressure from the north, and that means those lows will start dipping their way down to the lower 48, and places like, well, Denver and Colorado, we're going to feel the pinch of that little taste of fall starting this Friday, but really it's going to be Saturday when we get those temperatures much, much cooler. Take a look at this. Yeah, for your Saturday forecast high of 65 degrees for us here in Denver, and I'll say this as well. A lot of the computer forecast models are struggling to get us even to 60 on your Saturday. So we're going to go from potentially 100 degrees. I think Thursday we got a real chance of getting to 100, by the way. I'll say that as well. The only limiting factor I see for us getting to 100 on Thursday would be the wildfire smoke. We could go from 100 on Thursday down to a low in the low to mid 40s for us come Saturday morning. I mean, hey, Colorado weather here, folks. Just changes with the snap of a finger, and it looks like we're going to see one of those classic Colorado swing season sorts of temperature drops later on this week. Now, we're already at our third warmest start to September on record based on the first 5 days of the month. We will certainly be in the #1 spot by perhaps later on, perhaps tomorrow, but probably come Thursday, we'll be at that #1 spot in terms of the warmest start to September on record. We will cool things on off, but then it does look like, unfortunately, as we get into the beginning to middle part of next week, we really spike those temperatures back up again. You can see a similar weather pattern that we got now. Big ridge of high pressure anchored over the southwest. That will certainly get us back into the 80s, and I kind of think that we're going to get back into the 90s again for the early to mid part of next week. Shouldn't be quite as brutally hot as it is now. Maybe talking about temperatures right around 90 degrees as opposed to this week's right around 100 degree temperatures. I guess it's something, but that taste of fall, as usual here in Colorado, it's going to be a fleeting taste. It's not going to be any sort of prolonged sweater weather kind of thing. I got to wait a little while longer for that. So hopefully it gives you an idea about what to expect over the next few days. Again, top line takeaways, obviously it's hot and dry. The wildfire smoke will be with us through Thursday. Shouldn't be as brutal as what we had last summer, but enough certainly that you are probably already noticing it and you want to limit that time outdoors. And then I think the third, of course, big takeaway is that we do get that big relief coming on Friday and Saturday. The temperatures down to the 60s and 70s for both of those days, and Saturday in particular looks to be pretty cloudy and unsettled. Meteorologist Greg Perez is going to have another update for you at 9 News at noon. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5 today, and then Meteorologist Danielle Grant will have another update at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you right back here again for 9 News at noon. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and stay cool and have a great rest of your Tuesday.